5 easy ways to create content. Now, we in a lot of ways we are kind of struggling. So this was again a video that this was again hang on. This was something that I wanted to create for you, where I was having conversation with one of the members today, and she asked me, she was kind of struggling with one thing called the content creation. Now the mirror is on. You need to give me 1 minute. Oh yeah. So things has to be closed and to be subtle. Anyway, so we all struggling. There is like a huge challenge when it comes to creating content for YouTube, for Instagram, for Reels, for your courses, and all those etc. 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 Now, where I kind of gave her the perspective that I've been doing videos on YouTube for over last 103rd day. So this is my third day. We are recording this on 18th of July 2022 on at 10:25 p.m. and with an experience of recording for so much times, I'm doing 2 videos on a daily basis, for last 103 days, and I plan to continue doing it because it's kind of helping me vocalize more, practice more, and also benefit you with a lot of things. How do I do that? Is I'm going to talk to you about 5 ways I can add value and how can I generate ideas in general. So point number 1 is going to be, thank you so much for joining in. First and foremost is answer their questions. How do you answer their questions? You need to be collecting questions from the people. Like for the people, it can be cold audience, it can be people that you're coaching, it can be previous clients that you have, it can be an experience, it can be, you can just go to Google and search for the people that people are searching for, you can go to YouTube and search for. It's like if you just search like content creation made easy, for example, how can you create content, how can you generate content ideas? If you can search for that, this video might pop up and you might be benefit out of this. So this is something I am answering. This is something first person like answering their questions. What do they have? Point number 2 is answering their potential problems / questions. Now think about it. Now you have got certain amount of experience in calligraphy. Now with that experience, with that skill sets, what you are having is something called you are on an upper hand to them. You've got like a day more advantage, experience, not advantage, but then a day more experience than them. So what you can do is you can actually think about what are the problems that they're struggling with, or what are the potential problems or questions that they might have, or they might struggle, or they might be struggling with. So you can list on that and start creating content on that one. Point number 3 is going to be document what you have experienced. This is something that I've learned from Alex Hormozi, Russell Brunson, and all the school dudes on the big league, where they talk about this, document the process. And again, the rest of the two, even the next point is going to be the similar part of it. Third part again, document what you have experienced. When you document what you have experienced, is nothing but you are walking down the street and you see an auto guy going. It's like the way he drove past you, good or bad, the way he was having the candidate that he had, good or bad, the way the business on the other side, the grocery shop you went, the good and bad of it, the pharmacy that you go, the good and bad of it. You can take lesson from that experience and link it to what you're doing. How can that benefit you? Again, documenting what you have experienced. So when you're documenting what you've experienced, people are going to get daily or regular life incidents as an example of what you're teaching them, recording part of it, calligraphy part, etc. That way they are going to get more connected with you. Point number 4 is going to be what you have read or watched. This is something that everyone talks about, where you have read a page or a line, and you're not just reading it, but then you have learned something from it. Okay, how can that be connected or linked with what you're doing and what you've watched? You have learned, you have watched a movie, you have watched a lecture, you have watched a song, you have watched a series, you have consumed a video content, in other words. And what do you learn from it? Anything. And a dialogue, a scene, an incident inside the movie, a lecture, a TEDx talk, whatever that is, something that you've consumed or you've read somewhere in a newspaper or something, or you had a perspective to it. You may differ to the point that they came across, or you may be aligned to what they said about what the scene was about, what the moment was all about. This is nothing but you're creating content and linking back to what you're doing. Point number 5 is what you struggled or what you're struggling with, what you have already struggled. So when you go through an experience, back in the day, you did not know how to drive a vehicle. Now you know how to drive a vehicle. But then from not knowing and from knowing now, you went through a journey of experiences. And when you go through a journey of experiences, you have struggled a lot. The clutch was not working properly for you. You were like constantly closing. The vehicle was kind of constantly switched off, and you kind of turning in the wrong direction. You don't know how to go on the speed because you have been through the journey. And the journey is nothing but an experience. So that experience has got 1,000 struggles to it, and you have struggled it or you're struggling with it. Document that process as well for the people. This is what I've learned. I've got no superior knowledge, I've got no experience in this one, but at this point I did this something that I kind of benefited through this one. Now when you place that as a content for people, again, in other words, you're placing that as an asset for people to benefit them. You're just sharing what you've learned and what you've experienced to benefit them, to help them. That is going to help people connect with you on a regular basis. So they're like the 5 points: answering the questions, their potential problems / questions, documenting what you've experienced, what you've read or learned, and what you've struggled or struggling with. Because these are a couple of things that definitely, because this has been benefiting you. Now, why do you have to keep the knowledge with you? Pass it on to people. Help them out in any ways that you can do. And starting, I think, from this one. That's the reason that I can do these videos where I can experience something. Okay, I'm going to record a video out of this one, so that I don't know who's going to get benefit out of this one, but the people who are getting benefited, that's you. Because that you're watching all the way till all 6 minutes over here. I'm just doing it for you. I don't care about other people. I just care for you. Because I know that this is going to benefit you, not anyone else but you. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much for making this video me and the topic of part of your day. It is extremely, I'm so extremely grateful and happy that you get to spend some time of your valuable and precious day with me and the perspective that I bring on the table. So I'm extremely grateful. Thank you so much, because the time that you've watched it till this far is not going to come back. So I just want to add more and more value to you so that I can benefit you. Thank you so much for making this video me and the topic a part of your day, and making a part of your day. Can I constantly say that because time is precious and time is running out? How can we make the best of the time? So the next video that I'm going to record is going to be 3 ways to prioritize your online business. I'm going to just start on 3 things. Again, something that I've learned while coaching coaching at one person today. So I'm going to see you in that video. Thank you so much. See you there.